Hey, everybody. Believe it or not, we are finishing up Unit 2 in your My Perspectives book. Unit 2 has been all about animal allies and how animals and humans work together. Throughout Unit 2, you have read about Jane Goodall and her work with chimpanzees and how she became very famous for her work. Her research uh, gave so much information to millions of people about how intelligent chimpanzees really are. We learned about how they interact in their groups, and we learned about how they do have very similar characteristics to humans. You also read Hachiko, and Hachiko was your story about the dog, how this dog was very loyal to his owner, and he would go and wait at the train station for his owner every day. You've read a poem called Blessing. This is about the two horses. And then this week, you're going to be reading a short poem called Predators. And I want us to talk a little bit more about poetry before you start reading this week. So on my screen, it says that in poetry, structure is the way a poem is assembled, using words, lines, and stanzas. A line in poetry is a row of words. The line can be any length, but the point at which the line ends or breaks is important. A stanza is a group of lines in a poem. Stanzas often express a single thought or idea. Like lines, stanzas can be any length, but the point at which the stanza ends is called a stanza break. Stanzas of specific lengths include: 2 lines is a couplet, 4 lines is a quatrain, 6 lines is a sestet, and 8 lines is an octave. Poets use lines and stanzas to help them create meaning in a poem. For example, a poet may include a certain word at the end of a line to highlight that word. Alternatively, the poet may break a line or even a stanza to suggest a break or separation from something. And so on this page, there is a poem called The Walrus and the Carpenter. And I want to just point out that a single line in a poem is considered a line. So a line here would be: the sea was wet as wet could be. That is a line. You're seeing here what you might call a paragraph, but in poetry, this is called a stanza. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 lines in this stanza. And so, as you probably know, some poems rhyme, some poems do not. Some poems are about specific topics, some poems tell a story. And so, poems can be written in many different ways.